In this video, I'm going to show you how to be better at disc golf with math. So your goal as a disc golfer is to score well. How do you score well? You score well by playing consistently. How do you play consistently? You have to know your game. You have to know your misses. You have to know your percentages. You have to play the best percentage shot or the shot that has the least danger in your miss. Statistically, you're a better player if you're more consistent. If you're changing which disc you're throwing, right? If you're dealing with different disc stabilities, if you're trying to adjust the power you're throwing, if you're adjusting the angle you're throwing on, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4? 4 variables you have to contend with. So mathematically, to be better, to be more consistent, you want to eliminate some of those variables. And then you need to understand them. So this drill will help you do both. I suggest sticking to fewer discs. I suggest sticking to throwing 2 angles. Say you have your comfortable hyzer angle, right? Then you're gonna have one steeper hyzer angle, and maybe once in a while you're gonna throw flat. Some people will throw a gradient of angles, and a gradient of angles has an infinite amount of variables. So now you're changing your disc angle with different disc stability. It's just going to be very difficult to be consistent. This drill that I'm going to show you is going to help you eliminate arm angle, or at least minimize how much variability you have in arm angle. And this drill is going to help you figure out where you are statistically more consistent. This drill can be adapted to a bunch of different molds. Like you could do it between drivers and fairways. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna work on approach shots. So I think for your average golfer, your intermediate golfer, you know, your putting can come and go, but if your approaches are on, right, that saves strokes. You know, you might not have a lot of power off the tee. You might not be great at putting on that particular day. We've all had those days. But if you can approach and keep that thing within 20 feet, you're gonna get strokes on folks. So what we're gonna work on today is the approach shots in that 200 to 250 range. For most players, this is a distance that you will throw statistically most often. Even if you max out at, say, 325, you're still better off throwing 275, 300 with consistency than trying to power up that bit more. So today, we're gonna work with throwing some putters. So you're gonna need 5 putters. These are beaded AVRs, neutral flying putter. Then I'm gonna go with neutral flying mid-ranges. So I have 3 Makos, a rock, and a rock 3. Like I said, we're gonna focus on, you know, up shots in that 200 to 250 range, and we're gonna focus on straight throws, because your straight throw is one of the most important throws in your bag. All right, this first drill here is we're gonna help understand the difference between your putters and your mids. And again, you could do this with mids or fairways and drivers. You're gonna try your best to throw consistent. You're gonna throw them as smooth and consistent as possible on the same line with the same power. Don't worry too much about the distance, just worry about the line, the angle, and the power. Today, I'm gonna throw 3/4 power. Now out here in the field, the first cone, if you can see that out there, that cone is 200 feet away. Behind that cone is a little cone, that cone is 250, and the light pole all the way out there is 300. So all I'm gonna do is try to throw it at those cones at 3/4 power as consistent as I can. All right, piece of cake, right? No big deal. Now, I'm gonna do the exact same thing with my neutral flying mids. Same line, same angle, same power. That rock 3 is sick. All right, so this is where the homework comes in. First, we're gonna look at our putters. I'm standing here at the cone that was 250. So I have my furthest putter is just shy of 250, a little bit on the, pulled it right. I got one here at 225, dead center. I got two that were a bit early left, that are maybe 230-ish, and then one that's right at that, maybe 205. So the spray in my putters is, I'd say they're averaging about 225, and the give or take on them is maybe 15 feet either way. But what I'm noticing here is my spray left to right is bigger than my spray in forward and back. Now let's look at the mid-ranges. So of my 5 mid-ranges, I got 255, 250, maybe 235, 275, and I don't know where the last one is. The rock 3 was really, really short. So as far as the mid-ranges go, it looks like they're between 220 and 275. And the spray left to right is about the same as its spray forward to back. Now this is the big takeaway here. This is the big key point. There are overlaps between where my putters and my mids landed, right? What does that tell you? Well, it tells you your mid-ranges go a little bit farther, at least mine do. The difference in distance seems to correlate more to me executing my throw more so than the difference between discs. So I recommend doing this drill over and over and over again until you really start to see a strong pattern, right? Because I think the fact that my mids don't go much farther means I need to just focus on hitting my throw right? Because I can take my putter, if my putter is more comfortable in my hand, right? And that allows me to have a confident throw, I'm likely to get pretty similar distance. You know, you might play a hole a lot and be really comfortable. Oh, I know this will make it about halfway or whatever. But if you could do these drills, figure out your percentages, figure out your distances, all while maintaining one angle. So you're minimizing variables, but do this drill, do it over and over, learn your distances, learn your percentages, and you will take strokes off your game, I promise. Thank you for watching. If you think this drill is worthless, let me know in the comments.